Well, getting relegated wasn't certainly part of my plans last season, but it happened. But good news is, we are still in charge of Wrexham. Hello, welcome to part 41 of the Hollywood Dream. And coming up in today's episode, obviously, we do have our transfer window. But before we do any transfers and have a potential mass clear out, let's take a look at our end of season review. I don't believe we signed that many players. Actually, we signed quite a few players. I didn't realize we do. I thought we only signed like 4 or 5. But first up was Gaishel Kabangu, a great player. They're going to be even better in the championship if they all want to stick around. But Kabangu, absolutely brilliant. 18 goals, 5 assists. He's going to rip up the championship, I think. Josh Taylor, again, another great player who's only going to get better. Another wonder kid. Eddie Carvalho, obviously only a lone player, came in for like the last that second half of the season when Montserrat was just coming back from injury, but he was a pretty decent player. Marin Sosicek, absolute brilliant left winger. He's going to be absolutely wonderful in the championship if he wants to stay with us. We're not going to. What we'll do is we won't promise they can leave, but we'll just say to them, you can go only if a suitable offer comes in for them. But I mean, the only one that said that we've promised that can go is Chris Mepham, and hopefully he should be out the door. So next signing was Herman Kone, a 19-year-old, obviously still wonder kid, very good. I've got problems with you, Kone. You got sent off in the previous game. If you didn't get sent off, we wouldn't be in this situation. I would be in the situation where I have to get 7 points from the first 5 games in the championship, which should be fairly simple with this squad. Mino Talby, absolutely fine. He'll be brilliant for us next year. I'm thinking we probably have him as the first choice. Potentially have him as the first choice. Then Nicola Meretti, again, very young player, very bright potential, and hopefully steps up next year. Then Rasmus Dame, again, another great player. Again, I guess a lot of these players, we should have signed a few experienced players. I think that was the problem. Too many youngsters in the squad and not enough old heads. I think that was the problem. That's why we got relegated. Obviously, yeah, board expectation, becoming an established Premier League team. Didn't really go to plan, but there's not a lot we could do. Obviously, we had that run in the Conference League, which probably didn't help things. Obviously, we've got the run to the semi-final. Imagine if we got to the final and won it and got relegated. That would have been absolutely insane. And obviously, FA Cup, we don't talk about the FA Cup and Carabao Cup because we don't really tend to try. So the biggest win was a 6-0 win against AIK in the conference. That doesn't count, does it? Match to remember was a 4-2 win against Fulham. Then Josh Taylor got goal. Let's have a look at this goal of the season and see how good it was. I suspect he's going to get quite a few goals, good goals next season in the championship if he wants to stay with us. But let's take a look at this one. Centel. So this must have been first half of the season because Edgar was still at the club, and what a goal that was! Definitely goal of the season. One of the best goals of the season I've actually seen so far. So obviously, club reputation has dropped down due to the relegation, and your revenue has been a bit up and down. I was expecting competition prize money well, I mean, we did get relegated, so that's probably to be expected. Merchandise is all pretty good. Most popular shirts being Sotacek, Daniel Muller, Irving. Irving's a surprising one because I didn't expect to see him. I think he's another player that could potentially end up leaving us. Bookfitch and Ceballos will be leaving us. We just delayed his move so we can make his move permanent when we do get our budgets through. So our best 11 this year, Dean Henderson will be staying unless we get 40 million for him. Then the back four, Kone, Harvard Bellis. Obviously, Harvard Bellis is a player that will be certainly leaving us. Edgar, who's obviously at Al De Hale now, playing some decent football there. 5 goals, 6 assists. That's not too bad. That. Then obviously Centel, who might end up leaving us, so he might stay around. Then we have midfield duo of Irving and Taylor. Then we have Bukvich on the right, Gabangu in the middle, Sosacek on the left, and Daniel Muller up front. So club awards, Andy Irving got fans player of the season. He barely played. How many games did he play? Okay, 20 games, 5 from off the bench. So he did play most of the games. Then we had Josh Taylor's young player of the season. Josh Taylor also got signing of the season. He's picked up 3 awards this year. That's pretty impressive. Daniel Muller, top goal scorer with 22. He's going to be absolutely brilliant next year, I reckon. Marin Sosacek, most assists with 11. Obviously, Daniel Muller, most player of the match awards with 7. That is all very good. The record breakers this year, Daniel Muller, most player of the match awards with 7. Herman Kone, worst discipline. 2, right, yeah. 17 yellow cards, 2 red cards. That's absolutely ridiculous. Highest transfer fee received was Gaetano Olastadio, 20 million. I suspect that will get broken a few times this year. Then fastest goal was Daniel Muller, 34 seconds. That's absolutely ridiculous. Yes, we got relegated, but oh good god. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here's the fun part. Here is the fun part. Most of the squad asked to leave. Sosacek, what can I do for you? I will let you go if a reasonable bid comes in, 58 million. No one's going to bid that, are they? Bukvich, I am tempted. You know what? I'll do this for all the players. Obviously, I won't let you sit through all this because that'd be just boring. So I think probably what we'll do, we have the end of season expectations or next year's expectations. Don't think we do yet, but I suspect it will be. Just get promoted. That's the plan for next year. Get promoted, regardless of the squad. We need to get back to the Prem, and hopefully we can do that. So I'm going to go forward to the first day of the transfer window. I suspect there might be a lot of outgoings happening, but there might be at least one player signing for us. So it's currently the 12th of June and the opening of the brand new transfer window. We have sold quite a few players. First one leaving is Alex Centels. He is joining Al Gurafa for £14 million. How much is he being paid there? 83k a week. So that's probably, I don't know if that's more than what we were paying him or less. So he's gone there for 14 million, £10 million profit, which not too bad. He didn't have a great season last season. I think he is coming towards the end of his time. He is only 29, so he's still in his prime, but just wasn't that good. So let's take a look and see who we've been rumoured with. So obviously we have just been relegated. I doubt we're going to be able to sign any of these, but Nicolo Fagioli, Italian centre mid. I mean, fair enough if he wants to play down in the Championship. Be my guess. Israel Reyes, a right back. It's not really a position that we might need. Louis Richards, so that's a more realistic option because he's end of contract, 6'1". You're definitely not good. You might be good enough for the Championship, but we'll give you a scout. He is at the end of his contract, so there's always a chance we could potentially sign him. We do have a few more players. Bukvich is leaving us to join Nottingham Forest, or has joined Nottingham Forest. He's gone for 34.5 million. Yes, fan reaction. Yeah, I couldn't care less about the fans. He wanted to go. I couldn't really stand in his way because I mean it's a massive profit. We signed him on a free transfer. Get with it, you silly little bunch of fans, you wallies. But I'm happy with that. Who was the Tricky Trees? Is that seriously their nickname, the Tricky Trees? That is absolutely ridiculous. But Bukvich has left the club. We do have other players leaving the club that haven't left the club yet. Chris Mepham will be leaving us in a couple of days to join Celtic for 9.75 million. Gusto is joining Fenerbahce at the end of this month for 15 million, potentially rising up to 19 million. Danny Ceballos is joining Genoa for £7 million. So all those transfer business stuff. Left us with a nice transfer budget of 74 million, and a wage budget of 211k, which obviously that will go up when these three players leave. So at the moment, squad is looking quite good. I think the outgoings will probably keep going. I definitely want to get rid of Taylor Harwood-Bellis. He's definitely a player that I wouldn't mind selling. Ideally for more than 17 million, but I'll take what I can get. But at the moment, I think that's the only player that's going to leave the club, apart from the other three players. Don't think there's any other players that I'm kind of want to sell. Maybe Andy Irving might be done. Yeah, I think we do sell Andy Irving because I just don't think he's good enough. I'll take 29 million pound for him. So that's two more players potentially out to the door. So I'm not going to bother doing any transfer business on camera because that is just, quite frankly, that'd be just boring. I'll take 29 million for you. I'll take, well, I prefer a little bit more, but I mean, that is basically his relegation release clause, so I don't think we really have don't think we have a leg to stand on that, so we kind of have to accept that. I thought that would have been accepted anyway, unless it's not relegation release clause, but I don't think that's been activated yet because we haven't officially been relegated. So I guess we'll probably just come back beginning maybe middle of July, where hopefully might be joined by a few new faces. It's currently the 12th of July. We've probably just got just over or just under a month before we play our first games back in the Championship. God, it's absolutely hideous, but it pains me to say this, but yeah, obviously we are back in the Championship. Last time in the Championship, we're never playing in the Championship ever again. We're getting promoted straight back up. We have done a lot of transfer business. A lot of players have left the club. We've tried to sign a few players. So we've tried to sign a young 18-year-old goalkeeper. Hope he does come in. We are trying to sign a centre-back, Israel Reyes, who does look pretty decent. He is 5'11", but I'm sure he'll be fine. I think he'll be great at the centre-back then. And we are trying to get in a centre-mid, Eric Lira, but we have been, the other clubs have made a bid for him. Fulham and West Ham, I doubt we're going to get him. But the players that have left the club will start off on the back end of last season. So obviously, Alex Sentel joined Al Garafa for 14 million. Domagoj Bukvich joined Nottingham Forest for 34 million. Chris Mepham joined Celtic for 12 million. Andy Irving joined Sheffield United for 29 million. Taylor Harwood-Bellis joined Crystal Palace for 17 million. Moving on to Marlon Gusto, who has joined Fenerbahce for 15 million. Danny Ceballos has joined Genoa for 7 million. So one player has come in, and that is Luis Felipe. He's an Italian centre-back, 3 stars of co-ability, leading championship player. He comes in from Olympique Marseille on a free transfer, just really to provide some experience. I doubt he might be first choice, or he might be a second choice for centre back, but this is the squad. That's not the squad. This is the squad. With about a month left of until we play our first games of the Championship. Goalkeepers, we've still got Dean Henson and Maynard Brewer. I'm thinking we probably might potentially look to move on Maynard Brewer. We might keep him as a third choice if that 18-year-old goalkeeper does potentially come in. Their right backs this year, we've only got Herman Kone at the moment. I mean, I'm tempted just to... I think we probably do keep Bahia as a centre-back. So centre-backs, obviously, we've got Bahia, Snape, and Felipe. So that does leave space for one more centre-back to come in. Then left-backs this year, we've got Milo Taubé, probably as the first choice. Then I think we do... see a return of Bob Tart coming in back into the squad. He is a decent championship player, so I think he'll be more than capable of providing a good, decent backup option. So I think that's the left back starter. So it's basically just a centre back and a right back, and that's the defence done. Then centre mids, we've got Josh Taylor and Barbas as probably the two Masalas, and other midfielders include no one else. It's just them two at the moment. So I think Josh Taylor. Yeah, I think Josh Taylor is definitely a Mazzard. I think German Barbas probably. You could argue he could do with another season as a backup. So I don't think he's ready to play every game just yet, but he is still quite young. And Taylor's far better than Barbas anyway. So I'm hoping we can get in a. If we don't get any other midfielders in, we'll probably play Taylor and Barbas together and get in a couple fringe boys to go on the bench. Then right wingers, we've got who do we have? Who was our? We've got no. Hang on. Who do we have on the right? We've got Alan Sheehan. Unfortunately, he's out for he's picked up an injury. He's out for 4 weeks. So we've just got Alan Sheehan at the moment because obviously Bukvich left the club. Then obviously attacking midfielders, we've still got Yano Montserrat. Obviously now that we're down in the championship, I think he probably stays around. If we had stayed up, he probably would have left the club. And obviously we've still got Kabangu. Then on the left hand side, we've got Moretti and Sotacek. Then strikers, we've still got Daniel Muller and Ignacio Recio, who probably will be staying at the club. Because similar to if we were in the Premier League, he probably would have been set out on loan. So not too many signings that we need to do. So how many more signings? Because the squad 17. So talking at least 5 or 6 players. And how long do we actually have? Good. Just under a month. That's good. Salford, nice, easy first game of the season. That is. So hopefully, by the time we do play Salford, well, obviously, which will be coming up in the next episode, we hopefully should have assembled a decent 22-man squad. So it's currently the 4th of August at the start of the brand new championship season, and I am pleased to announce we have assembled, or I have assembled, a full 22-man squad capable of absolutely warping the championship, because that is what we're going to do this year. So let's go through all of the transfers that have happened in today's episode, including the going outs, which will start with the back end of last season. So leaving the club were Alex Sentels, who joined Al Gharafa for 14 million. Bukvich joined Nottingham Forest. Chris Mepham joined Celtic. Andy Irving departed the club to join Sheffield United. Taylor Harmer-Bellis joined Crystal Palace. Then Marlon Gusto joined Fenerbahce. Ben Evans, who the hell are you? You're a youngster. You went to FC Lorient. Not that you're any good, because you spent last season out on loan at Fylde. So what makes Lorient think you're good enough for them? They are in the whatever league that is. That looks absolutely hideous. I think that's it's not the second division, is it? No, that's FC Lorient too. He's in their second team. That's how bad he is. And Danny Ceballos joined Genoa. Then signings we have made. We started off with Luis Felipe, an Italian centre-back, 3 stars of current ability, leading championship player, comes in from Marseille on a free transfer. I think he's probably, at the moment, he's probably going to be back up to our left-sided player, whoever. I can't remember who's on the left side of the defence. It'll come to me, but he's going to be back up this year. Then next up, we've got Anthony Rivera. He's a Colombian goalkeeper, 18 years old, 2 stars of current ability, 4.5-star potential, decent League One player, potentially Premier League. Comes in from Junior for 2.6 million. I think for this season, he's literally going to be staying down in the under-21s. Might get a loan move, but I'm not too sure about that. Loan move to Wolves? What? That seems a bit weird. A loan move to Wolves, but he's going to stay in the under-21s just so he can get some regular game time for them. Then moving on to Brandon Hunter. He's a Scottish centre mid, 2.5 stars of current ability, 4.5-star potential. Good championship player, potentially Premier League. He comes in from Middlesbrough for £11 million. Not a wonder kid, sadly, but I think he used to be a wonder kid, but looks like quite a decent player. He will be back up to Gabriel Barbas in that Mazzara role. Then next up, we've got Stefano Gigliotti. I think that's how you. Yeah, Gigliotti. He's an Italian Right winger, 2.5 stars of coachability, 5-star potential, good championship player, potentially Premier League. He comes in on loan from AS Roma for the whole of this season, and too right so, because Alan Sheehan has crippled himself. He's going to be out for at least the first half of the season, I think. Can't remember how long he's out for, but it's at least 3 or 4 months. Next up, we've got Caleb Acolai. He's a Italian centre-back, 3 stars of coachability, decent Premier League player, as if. He comes in from West Brom for £26 million. I think that's not bad considering his value's up in the mid-40s. That's not too bad at all. Decent physical stats, decent mental stats, a decent all-round player. That's absolutely fantastic. He's going to be our first choice on that right side of the defence against Rasmus, alongside Rasmus' name. That's his name. That's the person on the left-hand side's name. Then next up, we've got Ricard Sanchez. He's a Spanish right back, 3 stars of coachability, leading championship player, comes in from Granada for £9 million. He's going to be back up to Herman Kone, who's going to be playing most games this season. Obviously, he is suspended for the first 2 games of the season. For why, I do not know. Maybe he got sent off in the final game of the season, which got us sent down. But we're not going to worry about that too much this year. We are going to go up. First time out of asking, I'm sure of it. And last but not least, we've got Archie Gray. He's an English centre mid, 2.5 stars of coachability, 3.5 star potential. Good championship player, potentially Premier League. He comes in on loan from Tottenham for the whole of this season, where in real life he's great for Tottenham, but on this game he struggles to get a full season with Tottenham. But hopefully we can try and give him some game time. I'm not sure how many games he's going to play. He will be back up to Josh Taylor, who will be our new playmaker. We are going to be playing Taylor. That would be Taylor here, but we are going to be playing Taylor and Barbas together. Taylor's the playmaker, and Barbas as the midfielder. So this is the squad. So goalkeepers, we've obviously got Henderson and Brewer, obviously Rivera as the emergency third choice if we need to call him up. Right backs, obviously Ricard Sanchez and Herman Kone. Centre backs, we've got Beija, Snape, Felipe, and Acolai. Left backs, let's just get rid of these youth players from the squad. That's good. That's better. Left backs this year, we've got Bob Tart and Milo Talby. Says their best role is left mid. That's just rubbish. They're both left backs. Then centre mids, we've got Archie Gray, Sherman Barbas, Brandon Hunter, and Josh Taylor. Right wingers are Alan Sheehan, who is out for 2 to 4 months, so he might be back before the end of October. That's what I want to say. Maybe November. Yeah, probably first half of the season he'll be out for, I'd suspect. And other right wingers, obviously Stefano Gigliotti, who probably will be playing a fair amount of games this season. Centre attacker mids, Shannon Montserrat and Gaishel Kabangu. Then on the left-hand side, we've got Marin Sotacek and Nicola Moretti. Then strikers, as per usual, still at the club, Daniel Muller and Ignacio Resio. So not too many changes from like last year's team. So we've still got most of our young players. Actually, that's a lot of young players. That might have been our downfall last year. The sheer amount of young players we've got. We've only got 3 players over the age of 30. That is, quite frankly, that is scary. And it's only going to get better from here. But let's take a look at the end of the season review. So we are, as per usual, favourites to get promoted. So we've got, how many players do we have in this Dream 11? We've got Henderson, Snape, Taylor, one of our players? Yeah, Taylor's one of our players. Josh Taylor, Marin Sotacek, and Daniel Muller. Rudy Barshi. What the hell are you doing down in the... What are you doing in the championship? Wow, I wasn't really expecting that. He should be at like Real Madrid or someone like that. But no, he joined Southampton on a free transfer and is now playing in the championship with him. Key players going to be this year, Daniel Muller and Josh Taylor. I think that's fairly self-explanatory. So I think with that squad, I think we should be going up first time with Ascot. Obviously, don't forget the promise. We promised Ryan Reynolds to get 7 points from the first 5 games, or minimum 7 points from the first 5 games, which obviously we've got Salford first. So I'm presuming they got. Yeah, they got promoted. That's an easy 3. Yeah, I think we are going to be staying as obviously if we don't get 7 points from the first 5 games, we're in deep poo poo. We really are, and hopefully that doesn't happen. So I will see you all in the next episode where we do need to get 7 points from the first 5 games. That is very important if we do want to go up this year. So our first championship games of the season will be against Salford and Burnley. If you have enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more Daily Football Manager videos, and thank you very much for watching.